Hello, and welcome back. So I haven't actually done a video in quite some time. On purpose. So pretty soon these perspectives are going to be shifted from me to you. In the essence of, I am going through another serious change right now, and pretty soon, it's like, it's kind of hard to explain, and it's going to sound a little egotistical, but I'm getting myself to a point where I'm okay. I'm more in tune, I'm more aligned. I mean, there will always be work and progress and things to do, so I don't ever think there's such thing as achieving perfection. But I am better than I used to be, and that's the point. But one of the biggest shifts is I'm not necessarily looking for answers as much. So if I play with the cards, if I do tarot cards, it's purely because it's for fun, or it's to answer questions others have. So if you want to get, again, really esoteric about it, you are me, I am you, a reflection of each other. But we are still individual expressions. In fact, in my mind, it's almost like fragments of your brain that are trying to harmonize. So, like, say for instance, maybe you've got a disability, or you just, a good example is just training your brain in general. You don't even have to have a disability. Say, for instance, you realize maybe you're good at academics, but problem solving is like your issue. Basically, okay, let's go with you have this character, and it's like a video game where you level them up, and they say combat, defense, attack, range, and you get all these different skills. And in order to have a well-rounded character, you have to work on each skill and raise their level to where you get your character maxed out. Now again, there's no such thing as perfection, but you get the idea. And as you grow your character, your needs change. Say, for instance, I'm level 5 and I'm killing goblins. Well, once I hit level 20, killing those goblins aren't going to help me anymore. So I gotta move up to tougher foes, different obstacles. Wow, I don't even know where I was going with this story. I just kind of just started talking. So, oh no, I'm dropping cards. I guess maybe that's a sign these are some of the cards I'm supposed to pull. Okay, these are the exact same cards I pulled last time, so let's shuffle a little bit better. Maybe they were meant to come out, I don't know. We're gonna bypass it. If they're meant to come out, they'll pop back out. So, we as a collective are the levels. Say, for instance, I am expression of defense, and I am to raise my defense to the best ability that I can. And then, while I'm rounding out my character or the rest of my abilities, you in my party are also rounding out your abilities, and we're growing together as a party. So that way the whole party can function together better. I'm hoping these metaphors land. They kind of make sense in my head, but I find out a lot of the times when I go to talk, it just makes less and less sense. But, we'll figure it out. Okay, so that's the one I can delete. Point of the story is, as I'm growing, I may find people on the same level as me, or sometimes people, and I don't mean level like egotistical, just like understanding, under the same understanding as me. And then there are some that are, still kind of growing as people. So I'm kind of developing at a different point of myself, realizing how much I've gone through and how much change I've actually hit. So I may not necessarily be in a spot that needs answers, and that's what I felt like tarot cards were for, were answers. But I'm at the point, like I said, I'm trying to just enjoy them and play with them in a way. Because I still feel like I'm supposed to do YouTube videos. I'm still supposed to talk and pay it forward almost. Even though there's thousands of other people doing the same thing, I'm gonna be another one of them. So even though I don't feel like I need to use tarot cards to get answers, I still feel like I should do these videos, and hopefully they'll help someone. I mean, I've always wanted to do videos as a kid. We're not. This is not. This is not about me. So we're gonna go ahead and go with the message that I was getting. Now, when someone says download, it can sometimes literally be audible. You can actually hear it physically. You can hear it mentally, or sometimes it's just a notion, a feeling, a sensation. Those are the three ways I can explain it. From real sound, to psychic sound, to gut feeling. And when those happen, those can be downloads. Like, I was getting a download, even though it was in my voice. My brain started being like, by releasing control and blah 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 blah. And I started journaling. It's like, oh wait, I feel like I should write this down. So I've been getting some of those actually, which is pretty interesting. Instead of just using cards. I know some YouTubers I watch, they actually just straight up don't even touch the cards. They're just like, I feel like the energy we're getting tastes like garlic, you know, it's got a little bit of garlic and a little bit, so they don't even use cards. They just channel straight source energy. And they're like, I feel like this has to happen and this has to happen and so on and so forth. Now, of course, these messages we receive, despite me not looking for answers, I can still resonate with them. That's the point. Part of it. So, as egotistical as it sounds, I don't need answers no more. It's not that I don't need answers, I just kind of stopped looking for them. Sometimes I still want reassurance and affirmations and stuff like that. But for the most part, kind of just winging it, you know? But what the download was this is a spot I'm learning right now to release control. And this has actually been a lesson I've been learning for quite some time. He says, begrudgingly. And I know I have no one else to blame but myself, so it's like, I can't be mad, but I'm mad. So by release, I'm gonna read what I wrote, and then kind of, by releasing control, you gain control. In logical terms, by letting go of what the need or want to control, you become better at seeing the flow of light, which allows you to make better decisions. So one thing that's always bugged me on the spiritual journey is not understanding the messages that are coming through. And that's a typical normal thing to be upset about that, but it's only when you hit a certain level of understanding that you're meant to understand these things. And I know it sounds like a bunch of mystic bullcrap, but it's like that version of you wasn't supposed to understand it because of A, B, C, D. But my goal is to break it down as solid as possible so that you do understand. So you're not like me, who's getting frustrated because I don't understand. Again, divine timing, it's great, it's necessary, but hopefully that's my goal, is to help make it easier for you guys. So, I might, if you guys need, like, comment, something, even one person saying, hey, do a video, I can do a separate video on how to let go. But this is a video of how. Well, no, not necessarily. More like what's happening when you do. That's better. So it's the after effect of learning to let go. So especially lately, in my job situation, I let go of a job and moved to another one. As everyone who's watched these videos know, 5, 6 months ago, lost my job, blah blah blah, worked there for 3 years, found another job, and I effing hated it. But it was necessary to learn the lessons that I learned while I was there. One of those lessons being, leave something when it's not for you. I literally walked out on that job. That is the first time I have done that literally in years. I've always been told and trained to be a person of integrity. You put in your 2 weeks, you work your 2 weeks, you commit to the business. But I actually had this conversation with one of my coworkers. It's like, man, I genuinely feel bad for not putting in my 2 weeks. Even though I admitted I hated this place, I actually feel guilty for not putting in my 2 weeks. And he looks at me and goes, well, if you think about it this way, that's more time you gave them than they would give you. I'm just like, damn, you're right. You don't get no 2 weeks. You get fired, you get fired. They just fucking let you go. That's where all that loyalty got you. 3 years, it's just like, damn it. Okay, good point. I let that go. But on the last day of work, I actually just walked right out. I'm just like, you know what? Screw this shit. I'm going home. Genuinely. So it's learning lessons. So now I'm in this new spot. And it's just like, alright, what am I learning now? I'm in another spot. I'm stressing out. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable. But I'm trying to see it as, okay, what am I supposed to learn here? I'm here for a reason. What patterns are you showing me? What's going on? Observe. But the whole thing has been chaotic. Like, literally, if you want to go into the 3D, and I'm going to start saying the 3D answer or the 5D answer. If you look at the 3D perspective, it's like, oh man, I started this new store and we literally don't have a manager. There is no one running the store. And the person who is running the store is leaving. Hence the hiring me. So I was essentially told by one of the coworkers, they're like, you're kinda the store manager. I was like, oh. Well, you guys didn't tell me that when I was getting hired. You were just excited I was experienced. They're like, yeah, we don't have a store manager. So I'm just like, oh, fuck. Did I just get stuck in another scenario that's worse? Even my sister texted me and said, so how's the new job? I was like, oh, did I just trade one hell for another hell? Did I just royally F myself? But at the same time, I am happier. I am enjoying it a little bit better. But it's been absolutely chaotic. Like, I no longer have a safety net kind of thing. It's, I am the most experienced person at the store, and they're all looking to me for answers. When I'm like, yo, I legitimately don't know how to do this. I never got the training. So, what do we do? Well, we don't know. It's like, fuck. So if you want to say on the 3D perspective, it's kind of stressful. But on a 5D perspective, it's like, okay, even though it seems to appear to suck, this was the direction I felt like I should go. I felt like this was the way, this was the option. This was the way to move forward. So even though it's been absolutely chaotic, and I'm already like, oh man, I already want another job, this place sucks. I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm here for a reason. I'm gonna let it go. My bills are gonna get paid. I will figure it out from here. That's been one of the biggest pain in the butts. Is again, literally ever since I lost my job, it's been let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go of everything. The last 5 months for me have been absolutely bat crap crazy. And it's been because I've had such a rapid change. And letting go is being one of them. So, to kind of go back and try to retouch up and connect the dots. So during this whole process, I have been fighting anxiety and crashing out and falling back into the same patterns of hope and despair. Like, I felt like I should be relaxed and gonna take it easy and... Oh, that's actually on my left side this time. I should really try to, just kind of take it easy overall. Whatever. I scooch closer. Nobody will know except me. I don't know, now it's kind of driving me nuts. Anyways, I'm just gonna let that go. OCD though. So I've been having to let go of the whole process. It's like, okay, so let's talk about 3D. I'm weary about talking about words because inventing, you kind of pull the people into it and you kind of get them stuck in that energy of whatever was going on. And I'm not trying to drag anyone into some dense energy, you know. Alright, this is officially bugging me. I am not letting this go. Whatever, you can see my chair. As long as the background's decent. This bugs me. See, learning and lessons and letting it go. This video doesn't have to be perfect. So, letting everything go is because now I'm literally at a weird spot. But it's been one let go after another after another. I've been through so much in the past 5 months, I can't even explain it. And letting go the job was part of it. Both jobs. Maybe eventually it's going to get to a point I'm going to be letting go of this one too. Who knows? But in letting go of trying to control the situation, because I was seriously trying to control it. I was too worried about my paycheck. Like, okay, so this was the series of events. So my last week, I put in 1 week notice. I didn't put in my 2, I put in my 1 week. I was like, I don't like doing this, I don't like burning people. It's just... But then literally my last day hits, and I'm supposed to work with the manager that's kind of part of the reason I quit. And she changed her schedule to where she comes in 2 hours later. Now, mind you, I didn't notice this. So Saturday morning, I'm working by myself. For the first hour, I've got to line out the flippin' door. And as I'm sitting there checking out the customers, my brain's like, so why are you doing this to yourself? It's like, what do you mean? Why are you here? Well, like at work? Well, I'm here because I'm trying to get paid. Yeah, I mean, I did put in my 1 week, but today is my last day. It's like, okay, so why are you here? Well, I just said, I'm want to get paid. If I don't work today, I don't get paid for today. And then the voice is like, so you're literally just here for money. Well, yeah. And then I look up at the line out the door, I go, oh. So I'm putting myself through this for money. You know what? Fuck this, I'm done. I put a sign on the door that said, hey, we're done. I'm sorry, UPS is closing because we don't have any employees. I texted my manager in my group chat and said, hey, you're officially an hour late. I don't know what's going on. You haven't said anything. But I hope you brought your keys because I'm leaving. I literally left. I shut the door. I took all the customers, shut the door, and walked out. And she caught me right at the end as I was walking out. Did you do this? Yep. Did you do this? Yep. Did you do that? Yep. And I just shut the door behind me. Said nothing and just walked out. It's like, wow. I've never do that. And it wasn't from a egotistical, I'm angry. It's from a, I'm so tired of this, I can't even explain the feeling. It's just a sense of done. I let it go, it's just like, alright, if this is how it's gonna be, I'm just leaving. There's no reason for me to be here. If it's literally just money that I'm trading for unhappiness, because screw today, I'm going home. So then on top of that, I was like, alright, I'm starting this new job. After my first week, I'm already getting my ass kicked. I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe I quit my job for this. Like, I haven't even gotten my new paperwork done. I've worked here a week, and I'm not even in the system. Like, it's been an absolute clusterfuck of just disorganized bullshit. But in letting go and not freaking out, it's actually resolving itself. So, like, I was worried about getting paid. I want to get paid on time. I have bills. I quit my job in the middle of a pay week. So, my paycheck's going to be short. I'm going to be screwed. Blah, 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 blah. All this anxiety, fear. So, for the first week, when I put in my week's notice, I was trying to get my manager, to message me the details so I could do my new hire paperwork. I didn't get it done until 2 weeks after I got hired. And that stressed me out because it's like, I'm not going to get paid. I'm worried. Well, finally, I just let it go. I'm like, you know what? F it. I'm here for a reason. I will get paid. I trust that things are gonna. And it's been a constant cycle of, it's okay. Things are working out. Things are working out. I'm here for a reason. Things are working out. In fact, there hasn't been a time in my life where things haven't worked out. Maybe the outcome wasn't what I wanted, but I'm still here. I'm still okay. Things are still good. So I'm okay. That is hilarious. It's like a glass bottle. But because I was letting go and trying to release the fear, let go. I was letting go of the fear, I was letting go of the anxiety. And it got to the point that I'm just like, okay, well, what should I do then? And then the options presented themselves. It's like, well, I really want to quit. I'm already ready to find a new job. But I listened to my instincts. It's like, no, 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 not yet. Just hold off. But if I was responding and reacting to that and holding on too tight of my expectations and my fears is really what it is, I would already be looking for a new job. But I'm okay for now. Because at the same time, I am able to see, by letting go of the fear, I'm able to see possible paths that I can go down with this job. And it's like, well, what if this actually is a good opportunity? I am in a leadership position, and I was told by guides and other YouTubers, and I'm supposed to be in a spot of leading. And me over here, I'm just like, I don't even do speech class. In fact, speech class was one of my worst subjects. I'm a visual person, not a word person. So to hear that I'm going to be an influential person, it's a little daunting. But now I'm in this position of having to learn these skills of how to lead a team, on how to be a manager and manage stress and stuff. And just stuff. So I'm like, alright, maybe there's something here for me. And instead of seeing lack and fear, it's possible opportunities. So that's the point of letting go. Letting go to reveal what you may see because you were too focused on holding on, which you can now see. Like I said earlier in the video, I hope to God sometimes these words coming out just make sense. But I'm actually going to pull some cards, because the cards are meant as an accent. They're going to touch base on what we were talking about. Gratitude and appreciation. See? And learning what's going on. I very much had to learn to be grateful and appreciative. And now in reality is you don't have to do nothing. But in the situation I was in, it was something I must learn to move forward. And again, it's about everything. Appreciation and gratitude for everything. Even the things that you let go. Because again, that job, both those jobs, the one I got fired from and the one I just quit, even though it was horrific in the sense of, oh my god, I lost my job, it taught me something. It taught me to be loyal to myself. Because again, 3 years, I was loyal. I don't steal. I don't lie. I mean, I'm me. I'm just myself. I'm a goober. I try my hardest. I am defining myself as a genuinely decent worker. Yes, there are days I have shitty days. Yes, I have quirks and things that maybe are not undesirable, but I'm still a decent person. I will still be here every day. And yet, despite me being as loyal, right out the door. And then the second one, I got put in a worse situation, in my opinion. Stuck with other people I didn't like. The last job I actually had people I liked. The second one, not so much. And again, it was another situation of, you know what, I just need to leave. It's not for me. Sometimes you get put in these situations, again, to realize this kind of stuff. So even though it sucked, and the people there kind of weren't nice, and I genuinely did not enjoy myself, I'm still appreciative of that situation to help me realize I don't like that, I don't like that, and I don't like that. So I don't want none of that in my field anymore. We're done. Helps you learn to set boundaries, it helps. So even with the pains and the aches, I am grateful. I am grateful for what I had while I had it. I am grateful for losing it, and I am grateful for what is to come. Because I tell you what, there's already massive change. I am grateful for this new job. I am grateful for this new place I'm about to be moving to. But I'm also grateful for this place. I mean, it's undesirable. I got cockroaches. I mean, I have had issues. I could honestly sit here and complain for a while. Who couldn't? But at the same time, I am also very grateful that I was here. I was not on the street. I had somewhere to call home. And I am grateful for the lessons that I learned while I was here. I'm already gonna miss it. But the next card I pulled, empowerment, which leads straight from the gratitude and appreciation and the message I was talking about earlier. Because once you learn to let go and become appreciative of gratitude, but that's fair, you actually gain the empowerment and the control I was telling you about. You let go of control, but then you gain the control by being able to make decisions. So that's how I knew for a fact to take this new job. Even though it may be undesirable at the moment, it wasn't a spur of the moment like, oh, I hate life, this job sucks, I quit. It was actually a really tough decision. Again, it's one of those moving from something comfortable to something unknown. Even though it was hell, it was a comfortable hell. I knew that place, I knew how it functioned, I knew the people, and it was comfortable, even though it sucked. But instead, I did the uncomfortable transition. I put in my 1 week, which I never do that. I moved to a place that I have no idea, I didn't even know existed, kind of thing. But it wasn't as simple as, oh, it's a whim, spur of the moment. It was, I wrestled with it. And I pushed away the fear. I let go of the decision. I said, okay. I mean, I had a conversation with my sister. Kind of sold the boat. But that was, the funny part was, I wrestled over one more night. Next morning, I walk in, put in my 2 weeks notice. No qualms, no nothing. It, again, was not of anger. Was not of, smugness, F you. Although there definitely was some of that. That wasn't the reason I did it. So now that you're letting go of fear and control, you actually gain the power to control. Because now you have a clear mind, you can see, you can think, and even though you can think and see, you also now have the power, which you always did, but now you're relying on it. You have the power to feel your way through it. I felt the pulling of this new job. The timing was perfect, the whole scenario, like, I could feel it was the right choice. And that it was. That store I left fell apart. Absolutely. I quit, and it threw everything into chaos. And again, I'm not doing it because of that. I didn't do it to say, haha, F you. But that just kind of shows you, you know. One person left, and I wasn't even the manager. So for someone who's not the manager to throw everything into chaos, eh. Anyways, I'm done with that rant. Next card. Ta-da. I can't read it. Seek beauty. Interesting. Ah, okay. So that's how that ties in. So the other thing I've been learning lately is to see beauty in everything. Even though maybe this sucks, maybe that sucks, so on and so forth. It's recognizing the little moments. And that's something I'm learning right now, even in the tough situation, even in these perceived to be undesirable situations. There's still beauty and wonder to be seen. I mean, it's obvious to say something like a cup of coffee. I was literally sitting there this morning, and you would think I was high. And I had my cup of coffee, and I poured my creamer in there, and I was just amazed at watching it turn. And it's like, wow, that's really cool. It's like this little storm going on in my cup of coffee. The clouds haven't quite mixed. The creamer is still kind of going all over the place, and it's trying to integrate itself. But in the meantime, it looks like a crazy dance of just, I can't even explain it, wonder. And I'm just sitting there amazed by a cup of coffee. But that's what it means by seek beauty. Find the beauty in the situation of everything. And you notice you don't really have to go looking for it. So seeing the beauty in the pain, seeing the beauty in the past situations, seeing beauty in the current situations, which also helps loop back around to appreciation and gratitude. It all just kind of intertwines. That's the point of these cards, is to kind of get an accent on what I'm already trying to say. And you know, in my mind, it's a solid message when everything just kind of correlates, you know? It just feels good. It vibes together. The message itself vibes with itself. Instead of a disarray and chaos in the cards, which I've also had sometimes, this actually made sense. This correlated with itself, correlated with almost everything I said. I feel like this was a good reading. Whether it was a good reading, get the fuck out of my keyboard, you little ass nugget. Anyways. Now that's all the time we have today, folks. Just gonna sit here and watch me drink my tea. Oh man, I love green tea. Green tea of any kind. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all that I got. Give y'all an update. In case I don't see ya, good evening, good afternoon, and good night.